Welcome back to my channel. I am 3 weeks out from our Disney trip, and if you watched my New Year's Eve Disney trip announcement video, then you know all about that trip because I shared all of our plans, so definitely go check that out if you haven't already. But on that video, I mentioned that we are going to be staying off property. So as part of our staying off property experience, we only get to have access to the 30-day Fastpass window as compared to the 60-day Fastpass window that you get when staying on Disney property. So I thought it would be kind of cool to see what Fastpasses were available 30 days out, because I was definitely nervous thinking, man, nothing's gonna be available. It's the busiest week of the year at Disney, and I'm just gonna have to take whatever's left. So somebody had actually commented and asked me to let them know what Fastpasses were available as someone was planning their trip. And so, I was like, I just need to go ahead and make a video about this because I think this would be helpful if you're planning your trip for this year or even next year and you're staying off property, to kind of get an idea as to what's available and how to go about it. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Also, if you have not watched my How to Master the Fastpass System video, I will link that below because that will kind of clue you in on how to really take advantage of the Fastpass system in a way that you don't hear a ton of people talking about. So it'll kind of let you know some of the secrets that I use. So definitely go check that out. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the Fastpasses that I got for my upcoming trip. Okay, so we are doing 3 full days in the parks. So our first day, this is on December 28th, we are doing Hollywood Studios. And I pretty much was counting on Slinky Dog being totally gone. So I was counting that one out. As much fun as that would be, I would love to get a fast pass for that, but I don't see that happening 30 days out, and that was totally fine with me. So I made a list and went into the 6 a.m. 30-day window knowing what I wanted to get. So that's another tip. Definitely make a list of your top priority rides. If you just kind of scroll through all the rides in the time slots, it's overwhelming if you don't know what you're wanting. So definitely go into it having an idea, okay, these are the 3 that I really want, and here's a backup ride in case this one's not available, so just kind of have an idea of what you want. So on the 28th, our Hollywood Studios day, I have my My Disney Experience app pulled up right here so I can tell you guys the times. So on the 28th, the earliest time slot I could find for Tower of Terror was 12:45 p.m. And then I even went back about a half hour later to modify it to see if I could find something earlier. And I think the earliest it had gone down to was like 5 p.m. So it had already, within 30 minutes of that 30-day Fastpass window opening for the day of the 28th, everything up until 5 p.m. for Tower of Terror was gone. So the next ride I got was Toy Story Mania, which this was another one I was surprised was still available, and the earliest time slot was 3:15. So again, I'm glad I got something, and I was so happy for that 3:15. And again, I've gone back to see if I can modify it, and I think it's completely gone now. So again, I'm glad I got up at 6 a.m. because I was able to get some of those earlier time slots that were still available from people staying at resorts that hadn't grabbed them yet. Okay, and the last ride we got at Hollywood Studios was Rock and Roller Coaster at 5:45 p.m. And again, same thing. This was the earliest time slot that was available at 6 a.m. 30 days out. So I was surprised that these were still available, but you got to be up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. depending on where you're located, because it really does make a difference if you're right there ready to go on the app at that time slot when it opens, as compared to later on in the day, or maybe you're at work and I'll just do it when I get home. It's gonna make a difference. So those are the 3 that I got for our Hollywood Studios day. Okay, the next day on December 29th, we are gonna be at Epcot. And this was another day. I'm thinking this is gonna be such a crowded day, and it probably will be, but looking at the fast passes that were still left 30 days out, it almost didn't make sense how there were that many still available. So there were a ton of morning slots still left for most of the rides. Even Soarin', Test Track, they were still available. And I think I just checked about a couple of hours ago, and I think it's down to just those evening 7 o'clock and later time slots, and those are gonna go quick in the next couple of weeks. But 30 days out, when I was up at 6 a.m., I was able to get Mission Space at 9:35, The Seas with Nemo and Friends at 10:35, which that one I knew wouldn't be too hard to get, and then Frozen Ever After at 1 p.m. So that was the only one that I thought, okay, that one's gonna be long gone, or I'm gonna have to wait till 9 o'clock, but having that 1 p.m. available, I was pretty surprised. So, you just never know what you're gonna find, and you can always go back in and modify it. That's one of the tips I talk about in the How to Master the Fastpass System video. So again, go check that out. But 1 p.m. So I was pretty surprised that Frozen was still available at that point, and I don't know if it has availability now. I didn't check Frozen. You know what? Let me just check right now and see what is available. So I'm gonna go in as if I'm wanting to modify it for an earlier time. So checking FastPass availability, and okay, so it's saying the earliest time is 5:25, and it looks like there's still a bunch of evening time slots left. So hey, I mean, you just seriously never know. And it may not be the morning time slot that you're wanting, but it's still something. So I was pretty happy that we got Frozen. Okay, and then our last day in the park, we are gonna be at Magic Kingdom on December 30th. So again, another day, I'm thinking the day before New Year's Eve at Magic Kingdom, they have the New Year's Eve fireworks going on this day. So I was anticipating nothing to be available. I mean, nothing. So I went in, again, had my list, and Andy's family, the family we're going with his parents. If you haven't watched my announcement video, I just assume that everyone has. But since we're going with his parents, they're not a huge fan of roller coaster type rides. So again, Hollywood Studios, we'll probably just go without them. But at least for Magic Kingdom, we didn't plan Space Mountain, Big Thunder, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, any of those rides. So, but I had my top 3 rides that I was like, if I can get these 3, then I'll be good. So the only one, and this isn't shocking at all, the only one that was not available at all was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. That was one, just like Slinky Dog, I knew was gonna be gone, and I was totally fine with that. His family's not big on roller coasters anyway, and Andy and I have done it so many times that we're just kind of like, that's fine. So we got Jungle Cruise at 9:10, Pirates of the Caribbean at 10:10, and Haunted Mansion at 11:10. So I was able to get those hour slot windows back to back. That way there's no gap time in between them. And I did tweak it a little bit, but there was plenty of availability. So the only ride that wasn't there was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Even Space Mountain, Big Thunder, those rides are still available. I think I checked those this morning too, and they still have availability around 5 p.m. and later. So, it is those later time slots, but there's still availability. If you want to snag one, they have pretty much everything is still open. So, and there's even some rides that still have some 9 a.m. slots. So if you're somebody that you like to get your 3 fast passes out of the way right when you get to the park so you can start making more once those 3 are done, there's still plenty of rides. And I think we're 24 days out now that have a ton of availability. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy with what we were able to get, and I'm really excited about our fast passes. I just think, maybe some people aren't taking advantage of the fast pass system. I don't know why, but maybe that's why there's still a bunch of availability because people just aren't utilizing it like they should, or maybe they don't know how. So anyway, take advantage of the FastPass system. If you are somebody where you're thinking, well, we're staying off property, so, we're not gonna get anything good anyway, don't be discouraged by that, because I was thinking the same thing going into staying off property this trip, but I was really pleasantly surprised at how much availability there was. So definitely take advantage of it and don't just assume that nothing's gonna be available. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope this was helpful, just hearing, you know, what's available 30 days out and hearing from someone as to what Fastpasses they got. And yeah, so if you're planning your trip, you know, definitely make sure to plan in advance for those Fastpasses to get what you want, because it really is worth saving those hour to 2, even 3-hour waits in line that you can really utilize your time in the park better with the Fastpass system. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful, and that's it for today. So I will see you next time. Bye.